Welcome to Midway Minute, everybody. I'm Scott Koral. He is Kevin Kaduk. And it's the final week of the regular season. The Bears host the Green Bay Packers. Win, and you're in if you're the Bears. Win and get the number one seed if you're the Packers. But, Kevin, this is going to be a game where it may actually come down to the trenches. One team's offensive line versus the other team's defensive line.
Yeah, obviously there's big news this week is the Green Bay Packers tackle David Bakhtiari out for the season with an ACL. Sucks for our friends to the north. I would hope that would create some opportunity for the Bears defense. I don't feel that great about it because, one, I feel like that Packers offensive line is a great unit, and great units do make up for absences, no matter how good David Bakhtiari is. And obviously, he's a very great player. And the other part of it is, do you really expect Chuck Pagano to come out and design a scheme to really disrupt a lot of things tomorrow when he really hasn't for the last half of the season?
That's one thing that has been mentioned in, at least in somewhere, I know I read it, that Pagano's willing to give up some of those tricks and use them this week against Green Bay. The problem that I have with that is, why didn't you do that in like weeks, 9 through 16?
Yeah.
That could have helped you break a 5-game losing streak or maybe add one more win against Detroit. But I do think, you mentioned the Packers line is elite. Every single lineman, and granted, Dave Bakhtiari was part of that, but every single lineman was in the top 8 at his position at pass block win rate. The Packers are number 1 in the league in pass block win rate with 74%. The Bears, on the other hand, only 25th in the league at pass rush win rate, and that's 38%. If you're going to beat this team, you've got to get pressure.
Right, and that's a unit, too, that just ate up the Titans, rush blocking. They ate up the Bears last time that they met. And then you throw into the fact that Jalen Johnson and Buster Skrine are going to be out for this game as well. We saw what happened in the last 2 games. Those are huge, absences. Kindle Vildor may be good in the future. He's not going to stop Aaron Rodgers and lock down a side of the field tomorrow. And, Duke Shelley, no, like that guy is a backup for a reason. So I'm just really not feeling great about Aaron Rodgers coming into the Windy City and not feasting on that defense.
And, Aaron Rodgers is elite. Let's face it. I mean, when he gets into the red zone, he is absolutely deadly.
Yeah.
He's completed over 70% of his passes, 32 TDs in the red zone, no interceptions, a rating of, I believe it was over 116. I mean, he is deadly. Right. But one of those weapons is a guy that torched the Bears in week 12 of this season, Robert Tonyan.
Yeah, and you pair him with Davante Adams, who just achieved a 99 rating on Madden. Congrats to him, which is kind of crazy. Aaron Rodgers, Davante Adams, the running backs are going to score their points. Is there any way that you see that Mitchell Trubisky, after these last 3 to 4 weeks where they're posting more than 30 points, is there any way that he can keep up with them?
The only way that any of this happens is, with Jalen Johnson being out, obviously it's a big disadvantage. But that means you have to get pressure. So it doesn't matter whether you blitz. It doesn't matter how you get if it's just your front 4. But Khalil Mack has to be able to abuse. If they move Billy Turner to the left, which is expected to replace Bakhtiari, that means Rick Wagner is going to come in, the free agent out of Detroit. He's going to come in and man the right tackle position. And he is somebody that Mack has abused in the past. You have to win that battle. Robert Quinn on the other side, he's played well in the last 2 weeks. Can he make it a 3rd straight week and make Billy Turner do something that he hasn't done well, and that's not block? Can he make things difficult for the Green Bay Packers offensive line? That's going to be a big key. Same with Akeem Hicks. Since week 8, no tackles for loss, like basically no sacks, and only 8 pressures. That's not enough. And I'm sure he's playing hurt. So I'm not trying to dismiss anything with Akeem Hicks, but you guys have to win. Bilal Nichols has to win. Everybody on that line, you've got to win.
Yeah, everyone's saying Mitch Trubisky has to have the game of his life, but that's true for every single member of that Bears roster. Really, you mentioned Hicks; he missed the last Green Bay Packers game, so that's going to make a difference. Hopefully, I think if the Bears maybe want to see the optimistic side, the Bakhtiari injury happened this week, so you have to do the shuffling midweek, which isn't the easiest thing in the world. So it's really going to be tough to see. If they can do it, hopefully they can. Trubisky obviously needs to limit his mistakes. We can't have the end zone interceptions that we saw against the Vikings and the Jaguars. So it's going to be fun. I'm dreading it. I'm excited. I don't know. How do you feel?
Both sides of the ball they got to step up. Week 12 was a disaster. The Packers got out to that 41-10 lead, only for the Bears to come back with two late scores to make it a 41-25 game. Mm-hmm. Offensively, they've looked a lot better since Bill Lazor took over play calling. And Trubisky in his last 4 games has been pretty good. 3-1, 7 TDs, only 2 interceptions. Granted, they were both interceptions in the end zone. Yes, he's got to limit his mistakes, but he's played a lot better as of late. And I think that's a possibility for him. But offensively, do you have enough? Do you trust them enough? David Montgomery's played well. Allen Robinson. Do you trust them enough to be able to either keep up or outpace Aaron Rodgers and the Packers? And that's really the question.
And the thing that just sucks, Scott, is that this game means a lot to the Packers. There is only one bye this year. If they don't win this game, there's a possibility if the Saints and Seahawks win that they're hosting next weekend, possibly the Bears. There's actually a scenario where the Packers play 2 times in 2 weeks, which I don't know would be like that's like what I'm afraid of, right? The Bears win this week, and then we get all excited, and then they go up to Lambeau and get housed next week. Like that would suck. I don't want to see that, but I do want to see the Bears in the playoffs. Obviously, we don't get to see a lot of Bears playoff games in these parts, so I will take anything at this point. I'm writing in tomorrow's newsletter. This is 2021's first big test. Are you going to be a good year or a bad year? Give us a Bears playoff appearance at least. I'll take an extended run if you really want to show you're a good year. But what are you predicting for tomorrow, Scott? I want to hear your Bears-Packers prediction and your Cardinals-Rams prediction, because obviously that's going to play a big part in this too.
That is a big thing. So I'll go with the Bears-Packers first. Unfortunately, I do feel that the Packers are going to end up winning this game. I have a 27-17 Packers. And I feel there was a part of me that was just like, I think the Rams might actually be able to win this.
Yeah.
Even with John Wolford at quarterback for Jared Goff with his thumb injury. Mm-hmm. But, you really start thinking about it, and I think the Cardinals, their defense has been really good at limiting yards and especially hammering first-time quarterbacks.
Right.
I don't see anything stopping the Cardinals right now. At this point, I have it Cardinals 27, Rams 7. So I have it that the Bears just don't get in.
So you have an afternoon of pain, Scott. I don't want that to happen. I am predicting the Packers to win. I wanted to sit here and come up with a way that the Bears would be victorious, but you can't look at Aaron Rodgers' 20-5 record against the Bears and say, "Oh yeah, the Bears." I'm just in my heart they're going to win, so that's the case. It's probably not going to happen. Maybe just maybe the running backs or their wide receivers put the ball on the ground and the Bears get lucky, but it's going to take something like that to happen. So I've got Packers 24, Bears 14. I think the Rams are going to pull it out. Sean McVay has disappointed me all season long. If I'm betting or whatever, he owes me one. Figure out a way to win with John Wolford. If you're really a genius, if you are really deserving of all the plaudits from 2 seasons ago, scheme something up and beat Kyler Murray and the dude from Texas Tech, Cliff Kingsbury. You got to be able to figure this out. So Rams, do us a favor, punch our ticket, and get us in. I want one more week of Bears football. I want to talk one more preview with you, Scott.
Okay. That's fine with me. I'm ready for that.
Are you saying you don't have a lot to do this winter? Is what you're talking?
The really sad part is I wish that the Bulls were better. They are literally one superstar away. The Blackhawks, they're in the tank. The Cubs are in the tank. I think we're all hoping that the White Sox are better than, I guess, what Tony La Russa's offseason has been. So I think we want a lot for our teams. We just aren't seeing it right now.
Yeah, so hopefully the Bears can put it together. I really hope that it's at least an entertaining game. I will take a late heartbreak over an early heartbreak, even though the end result is the same. But I appreciate everyone watching. If you haven't subscribed on YouTube, make sure you hit the subscribe button. Also, make sure you're signed up for the Midway Minute newsletter at midwayminute.win. Every single morning, the best of Chicago sports in your email inbox. Thanks for joining us, Scott. Happy New Year, and enjoy the game tomorrow.
Happy New Year to you, Kevin.
All right.